morning, Daddy Freeze, and good morning, my fellow Nigerians. My name is Kingsley Kainebi. I am from Delta State of Nigeria, Eka precisely, and Eka Igbo. But I reside in Anambra. There I do business. I have a problem with the General Hospital, Onitsha, Anambra State. That was on the 16th of February 2023. On a very fateful day, that was Wednesday, while I was leaving my house, my younger sister, our last daughter, told me that she's not feeling well. I said, okay, you take some pill and all that. I left to work. I drove my wife to her office that morning. Then I now went to my own office. Around 11, I received a call that I should call home. And on getting home, she said she's feeling weak again. I have to drive her to the General Hospital, Onitsha. We went to the emergency. They collected her sample. They run some check. They said she's having that her blood, that she has a shortage of blood, and which they demanded that I make provision for blood. She's my younger sister, her last daughter. We are 9 in number. She's the last one. She just graduated from University of Port Harcourt. She just had passed out. I had a youth service, finished her youth service in October last year. And when we get to the hospital, they say she has a shortage of blood, and I should make provision for blood, which I did. This first and foremost, they were saying they are not going to be, they don't accept old money, they don't accept transfer, that I should go and get money. I went out, I bought this new Naira note to pay for the things they demanded, which I did. Now, she had a blood transfusion very well. Then when she woke up that very morning, my family members were calling to check on her. I put her phone on silent. Then they came, a group of doctors came for ward round that morning. They wrote, which every information is with me. They wrote, after their doctor was over, they sent me for tests that cost about 15,000 Naira. I went, I paid for the lab. They wrote about 3 different antibiotics. They said I should go and get them. I went to their, pharmacy in the hospital. The drug is not there. I had to dash out outside to get it from outside pharmacy. Then returning back, I met my sister sitting with her friend. She was eating and answering call. While I returned, where I came back with the drug, she was eating. She told me that the lab that I paid for is already out. She gave me the lab. I took the lab. While I was saying this, my sister, nobody was feeding her. She was eating by herself, talking. She was even on a video call with her fiancé that's supposed to have a traditional marriage with her, this communist. And even the guy is on this, is with us now as I'm discussing you, the guy is following up. Then I took the lab to the doctor's office, because the female medical ward and the doctor's office is a big distance. Then on getting the doctor, the female doctor, Dr. Mrs. Abuagu or something like that, Ibuagu, she opened the lab and she shouted and said, no, that should call the nurse, that they should not give her that injection. This was what the doctor said to me. And if I have noticed that the injection will kill, I would have get prepared to record my conversation with her. I said, immediately I started calling the lady that is with my sister. I called the first one, she didn't pick. I never knew then that the injection has been given to her. The second time, while she picked, she started crying. Where are you? Run. I don't know what is wrong with Obio. I told the doctor that the lady that picked my call is crying. I dash out of the office of the doctor to the scene. On getting there, I got to the place, I started hearing a series of voices, people praying, shouting, oh God, this is what they were calling on. People were praying. On getting there, it was my sister that people were shouting and praying for. I asked the lady what happened. She said that immediately the nurse injected her that she started reacting. Did mother ask the nurse, did you give her any drug to see if you can subdue the one you gave to her? The nurse were like, I don't know if I should say she's confused. I don't know what is happening. We started running, carrying oxygen and all that before I could know. That is just a story, bros. That is just a story. This thing I'm telling you now did not take 7 minutes. Me taking the lab result to the doctor, coming back again. This thing didn't take, it didn't take 7 minutes. The next thing is, I was like my whole world, came to an end that moment, because I don't know, this lady, this is my younger sister. I started living with her when I left Lagos 27 to, start up my business in Anambra. She was with me throughout her schooling period and all that. She was with me even to the moment that this story is now coming up now. General Hospital, Onitsha. General Hospital, Onitsha. Now, I called the doctor. I told the doctor that we need to discuss. Let me actually know what happened. I called my family members. Everybody were, they came, they saw her, they saw the body, they saw everything. My family wanted to make noise. One of my uncles started calming everybody down that we'll see what we'll do to it. Now, what the most painful part of it is that I was calling the doctor. She refused taking my call. And I sent her a message. I still have the message on my phone. I said, Madam, I'll be calling you. You refuse taking my call. I am coming back. Then we're already going out of the hospital. So the following day, I received a call from a man that introduced himself to be a deputy commissioner of police. I saved the number on my phone. I said, what happened? He said they gave them my number. That is what he said. I will forward everything. The number is with me, because when he said that he's a deputy commissioner of police, I said that immediately I put the phone on record. Maybe he noticed that he didn't want to tell me his name again. But all I know is that he told me that they said I'm threatening them because my sister died in the hospital, that if I threaten, I now saw, are you there? Are you trying to defend them? Or you called me to hear my own version of what just happened? So I wanted to shout on him. I just kept quiet. After narrating, he said, that is one of the things he did. He started trying to calm me down. I kept quiet. I dropped the call. I told my brother, look at what is happening. That these people has given my number to a man that claimed that he's a commissioner of police. And the man is coming. Maybe they want to use it to threaten me. That refuse, even as I speak to you, my mom is sick. She collapsed in the church last 2 Sundays. While they were having service in the church, she collapsed, and that is what I'm battling now. I have not shaved. This, I don't keep beers. I don't keep beers. Since that very moment till now, I've not gotten myself. I've been your ardent follower. That was why, if you check the message, that was how I started sending you message. I have every information, the card, the lab result.
Sorry, what injection did they give you?
There is one, because what the doctor said that moment in the office, that they shouldn't give her that gentamicin. But that is how she made the statement she made. But in one of those drugs, we have 3 of the drugs they mixed together to give to her. There is one injection that is called Fortune IV. It's an IV. Fortune IV, 1 gram. There is another one. There is maybe I can't get the name. That Fortune is the one ringing on my head. But the 3 of them, I have them because I have to picture all the information in that file, the folder, before leaving the hospital. I had to snap them from the beginning to the end before leaving the hospital. So even when the whole drama, we wanted to take her out of the hospital, we didn't see any doctor to sign any paper for us. We didn't see every one of them. They went, no, they disappeared. So I had to put call. I had to put call to the commissioner of, to some people who I knew in Anambra anyway. I was able to connect to the commissioner of health Anambra State. I sent him a message, which he called me by himself, and I narrated what happened. He said he's going to summon the doctors. After some days, I didn't hear him. I called him again. He said he has actually summoned them, that what he saw in that folder, that my sister shouldn't have died, that what he's trying to tell me, that I should take notice of those drugs to make sure that any member of my family will be given to that drug, that my sister reacted to it, that we too can react to it. This is what the commissioner of health just said to me. And that's okay. What my problem is that you guys, as a doctor, you guys are not owning up to the carelessness. Now,
okay, of the commissioner of
the commissioner of health, Anambra, said, I had to drop the name. I will get the name after now. If I have known that the name you asked me, I would have gotten the name. I have to. So many things is wrong with me, sir.
Anambra, we need to get to the commissioner of health in Anambra State. We need to get to the General Hospital Onitsha. Do you remember the name of the doctor, the specific doctor that administered treatment to your sister? You have muted, on mute. On mute, you are muted.
The doctor that is in charge is a female, but the consultant that came with her on that their ward round is a male, which I don't know his name, but the doctor, the one in charge, her name is Dr. Mrs. Abogo, Abogo. AGBOGU, yes. Dr. Mrs. Abogo. I still have her number, and this is what just happened, and they want everything to die just that way. And one of the funniest things is that if I throw the picture of this lady, the picture we took 3 days before this incident, because I visited her office on Monday. You know, Anambra, Mondays I always sit at home. Their office where she's working, they do open from 4 in the evening. So I went there with my wife, with my kids, to see her, because we were planning.
Okay, so you told me that now.
Yeah, Mondays. We don't go anywhere Mondays. We don't go anywhere Mondays. No business, no market. Not only Anambra, whole of the East, the whole of the East. The whole of the East, every Monday is always locked down. No market, no business. So I was with my sister Monday, and this incident, I took her to the hospital Wednesday, and this incident happened Thursday at about 2:30 in the afternoon. So they didn't own up. I don't know what they are claiming. Though what actually happened is that, because what they are claiming, my sister had a fracture in one of her hands. She broke her hand because she had an accident last year with my elder brother in his car, and that got her a fracture of the hand. And she has treated the hand, and the hand is okay. She has started using the hand. See, somebody who had an accident has resumed back her walk. You know, when they say she had a loss of blood, to me, I say, okay, maybe it's because of during that period of this thing. Okay, we provided blood. She had a blood transfusion. Everything went well. Funny part is, at that moment that this ugly incident happened, nobody was helping her. She was on her own. Anything she wanted to do, she was on her own. She was even feeding herself, making call with her fiancé when I came in with the drug that they injected her with, because I was the one that bought the drug. He's in this life.
Fiance is
Yes.
in this life. Where is he?
What is he called? Uyo.
Okay. Can you, if you're the fiance,
Yes.
don't say hello. Let's bring
Jimmy,
you live.
can you say hello?
Share your...
Jimmy, he's here. Can you say hi? Identify.
But this thing is amazing. So they still start every single Monday in the evening. Wow.
I'm still looking at the comment. Let me see when he will. So this is just what happened. And most people, I'm not here to give a kind of testimony of that girl. I don't know. We are 9 in number, but she's different out of us. The last one leaving us just like that. And those who, out of their carelessness that resulted to this ugly incident, are trying to, no, she is not. Somebody says she is sickle cell. She's not. She is not sickle cell. We don't have sickle cell in my house. She's not a sickle cell. So when you had that, she had a blood transfusion. Since I knew her the first time, there's the first time. I'm trying to see if we can get. So what we're saying is that, Jimmy, can you touch and mention my name? Let me know you are watching us. Because, Jimmy. So what happened is that someone who has not been sick, the first time she had blood transfusion, my sister is about 30-something years. She have not been to the hospital to take blood. So how can such person be a sickle cell? Jimmy, come on. I want the fiancé to come on. So people are asking him, Jimmy, are you there? So what happened is that it was out of their carelessness, because since then I've been making some research about what could be the what could be the problem. And some of the things I'm getting is that fortune IV, one of the reaction is fast breathing, and some doctors said someone that has just had blood transfusion, there are some antibiotics that person doesn't need to take. And if I thought the person needs to take the antibiotic, they should allow the person to stay for at least 24 hours after the transfusion or some days.
Wow. Normally we have doctors in the house.
I wish I could send some of those, if there is a way I can send some of those reports through this live program, I will do that, because I have all of them with me. So the doctor that saw the result and said, because one, how can you be prescribing drug without first and foremost waiting for the result to be out? Now, because the drug has been prescribed, on seeing the results, she asked me to call them not to give her that injection. This was her word. Only for me to call. Only for me to call.
When did she get the transfusion?
That morning.
What?
That was the day? We went there Wednesday. That was Thursday. We went there Wednesday. That was Thursday. So
when did they give her this injection?
I told you, when I came back with the drug, the lab is already out. She told me that they brought the lab results. So I now took the lab to see the doctor, because most of those general hospitals, they are, what is it called? Where their doctor's office are not close to the ward. So I had to take the result to the doctor's office. On getting there, she sees, immediately I shows her the result. She said, call the nurse not to give her that injection. This was her word. And I heard her said, they shouldn't give her that gentamicin. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. Immediately, I tried calling the lady with her.
I think that I antibiotic.
This were her word. The word of the doctor. Then I started calling the lady with her. I called the first time, she didn't pick. I never knew they were already struggling with my sister's life. It was the second time that she picked, crying and said, "Where are you? Can you run? Can you run?" I told the doctor, the lady that picked my call is shy, crying. At that point, doctor knew that something is already wrong. On getting to the scene, the injection has already been given. And the nurse, I could not blame the nurse because the nurse was only doing what the doctor asked her to do. So,
okay. Now, what do you want from the hospital? What do you want?
Now the fight
right
now is this. Why I'm out calling on this hospital is that, one, even if we have justice, I know my sister is not going to come back. But I don't want this mistake to repeat itself anymore. People have been, a lot of people have been by on this same, what is it called? Carelessness. In as much as you are given license to do whatsoever you think you can do as a doctor, you should also understand that whatsoever you are doing, that people's life is at stake. We'll be careful. So the young man, I don't know why he's not identifying, though I don't know his handle. I don't know his handle. I don't know what he's using.
Just say hi. Anyway, we have the core of the matter. We need to hear from the let me see if I got it correctly. We need to hear from the
Onitsha.
General
Hospital, Onitsha, Anambra. Yes.
Doctor again.
Dr. Abogo. Yeah, she's a lady. She's a female doctor, yes. Yeah, a female doctor.
Okay. We need to hear your side of the story. This gentleman is unhappy as anyone would be should anything happen to their loved one. And
I want us to bring, and I also want, with your help and with the help of the society, I want us to bring the man that called me, that claimed that he's a deputy commissioner of police, and let us see his own, why his interest in this matter, why he's calling me, because the man called me and told me that if I want to go to court, that I should go to court, that I don't have case against them. And I asked him, "Sir, are you there?" I asked the man, the police, the man that claimed he's a deputy commissioner. I said, "Are you there? Were you there when the whole thing happened?" He said he has finished with me, that if I disturb, they will come and pick me up. This is what the man told me.
Mute your mic. So the man, do you have this recorded? Sorry, on mute. Let me hear you.
Part of our discussion, part of my discussion with him, and even why he was, raining insult on me, because we spoke about 2 or 3 times. I have it recorded.
Nigeria.
But this one that happened to me is too bad.
My dear brother, mute your mic. Let me say. Okay, guys. Here's what I'm going to say about this, because I want us to move to another topic.
The fiancé just sent me a message. I say he's with us. He says his handle is Jimmy Ekwere. Jimmy Ekwere. He just sent me a message that he's here with us. Yes.
Jimmy Ekwere. Just say hi, Jimmy Ekwere. Say hi in the live. Type hi. Jimmy Ekwere. I can't see him. They say I'm not audible. Okay. Hold on. So, Jimmy Ekwere would like to hear from you. Would like you to share your side of the story. There's quite a lot going on. And this young man deserves justice. It is his right to have justice. I'm amazed that you can't get justice in Anambra State and you have to come all the way to Daddy Freeze in Lagos, which shows a fracture in the system in Anambra State right now, if you ask me, because I don't see why this in Lagos you definitely have this matter would have been sorted, because a lot would have been put in place to make sure you get justice. It is unfair that somebody loses their loved one and there's no doctor around to even attend to them. I want to hear from them first before I make any deductions. But I'm not happy, because for you to come to my live, it shows that there is so much that is already bothering you. Somebody saying, why am I diverting? I'm not diverting. These are the issues in this country. This happened in Anambra State. I'm amazed that in 2022, IPOB is still locking down Anambra State on Mondays. It is part of my worry. I'm amazed that Nigerian doctors act the way this young man is claiming they acted. I'm still amazed that the police are acting the way this young man is acting. Don't tell me I'm diverting. These are issues that need to be dealt with. Why are you running away from the issues? Why are you running away from the issues? Are they not issues? So, please. So
that, you know, I will say, I don't know. I am blaming myself in all this, because I could remember some time ago last year, my neighbor ran to me.
Brother Jimmy is on Facebook. Please, Jimmy, if you are watching on Facebook,
Okay.
join on Instagram. You've got to join on Instagram. I think he's asking me, oh, Jimmy Ekwere, he's asking me to approve him on Facebook. Sadly, I've not been able to add. Okay, I can see him with a candle. A candle is currently on his Facebook profile. Jimmy, please join us live on Instagram, not Facebook. I've sent you a request on Facebook, but Facebook is very difficult, especially if it concerns interviews. I've never successfully brought anyone to join me live on Facebook before. I've done it better on everywhere else. Okay. Like I said, it's impossible. Jimmy Ekwere, please come to come here, and we need to also understand that Nigerian problems cut across Nigeria. Whether it is Abuja or Lagos or Anambra State, Nigeria happeneth to us all. You will never have this issue abroad, not in the UK, not in the US, not in Canada. You will never have this issue.
Did you know?
Yes.
I don't know what actually happened to me that makes me to take my sister to that hospital. God, there's an ugly experience we had with that hospital. That was last year, when a neighbor of mine, she was pregnant and she was to have a baby in that general hospital. At about this time, after 1 to 2, the brother ran to my flat, calling me that I should come with my car, that the sister is in a, what is it called? General hospital without care, no midwife, and she's in labor for hours, no doctor to attend to her. We left my house around 1:30 to 2 in the a.m. to that same hospital. We got to that place, no light, doctors and nurses, nobody. We took that lady out of the general hospital to a private hospital. Did you know that 10 minutes to that hospital, the lady delivered? 10 minutes. So I can't tell what actually came over me that made me to take my sister to that hospital. And I'm blaming myself in all this, because even look at it. How am I seeing it? That the drug, the injection that by my sister, I was actually the one that get it for them. So they prescribed it and I went for it. A whole lot of things. Okay, somebody, let me say something, because somebody said if my sister is a sickler. My sister is not a sickler. We don't have sickler in our house. Look at what actually happened. I said my sister with my elder brother, they had an accident. That was December 26, 2022. That got her hand fractured. And during that process, I was made to understand that she bleeded through the hand. And being that they are treating the hand, I don't know, maybe that is why she has a kind of shortage of blood. She's not a sickler. They did her full blood count, and even that very day, before they gave her the injection, we went for 2 different tests. Number one, that the freeze. They told me that my sister's blood was too low, to the point of 5%. She took 1 pint of blood. After the 1 pint of blood, they went for another blood to check. The result that came out was about 44 point something. Are you listening to me? And I asked them, if her blood is 5%, why will only 1 pint of blood trigger the blood to 44 point something? Are you getting my point? So I started arguing with them. I said, no, now, if that was when one of the doctors said, okay, we shouldn't use their lab again, that I should go to, what is it called? UN. There is one private lab. They say they are digital. They gave me the receipt. They even invited a lab scientist from the UN that is attached to the hospital. It's an NGO that they build their private, lab in that general hospital. So they gave me a kind of written note to them. They invited a physician, a lab scientist, to take her blood sample, because they were already arguing within themselves that the result they are having from their own lab is not telling them the truth. Because the first result I had, the doctor, the consultant has already canceled the result, said he's not going to take the result, that I should go and run another result from that UN. And they gave me a written note. Yes, the guy said he's on Instagram. If you are already without Jimmy, say something so that you can come in place. So that was how it was, out of their carelessness, negligence. I don't know, somebody who is working, you are being paid, and you are taking that work for a play. That is what I see in Anambra. Enugu is not like that. Enugu State is not like that. That is freeze. I will tell you today that I have 2 kids. I've never given birth in Anambra. All my children, I gave birth, my what is it called? My antenatal. Everything is being done in Enugu. My wife, she's a banker. Me, I'm a businessman. And I don't know what happened. I don't know, because I take this, my sister case, as I don't know what took me to that general hospital. My kids were actually giving birth to in Enugu. I don't use Anambra Hospital. It is only one time that I use Anambra Hospital. That was when my wife was attacked on her way back from her office by an armed robber. They cut her hand. That was when I now took her to New Hope. That was this is the second hospital I'm using in Anambra that resulted to this.
Wow. 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 Quite a lot to deal with. Once again, my condolence to you. And,
Jimmy is saying that the comment. Jimmy is saying that the comment on Instagram is off. I don't know.
No, he can't. I don't know. The comment is there. The comment is on. You can see everybody.
Jimmy, the comment is on now. Hope you are following the page already.
Okay, I've request.
Okay.
Jimmy, I have sent you a request.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy,
okay, is in now. Are you driving by this night? Okay, you are in your car.
No, I am. That my generator is off, so I'm trying to Okay.
Oh, so he wants to come where there will be light.
Yeah.
Jimmy, my condolence on the loss of your fiance. Yeah, it always confuses me. Forgive me. Your brother or your brother-in-law to be was saying you were talking to her that particular day and she was okay. Share your side of the story. Please, when you want to say passed on, let's say passed on or by. Let's not use the hard word so that Instagram does not restrict the video. Please go ahead.
It's okay. Good morning and thank you very much.
Morning.
I will try my best to summarize it. The issue at hand for me was very surprising because on Valentine's Day, which was on the 14th, was when the symptoms generated and like she was not very okay. Before she was rushed to the hospital for weakness, she was weak. Then on the very sad day that she passed on, I had spoken to her around 12:17, and we spoke for about 2 hours. Like she was smiling, she was showing me everything, you know, video call now. Like, so, and she said I should end the call for them to give her injection. And I ended the call only for me to get home. And in fact, before I got home, a friend called that I should pray. And got called no one. And the next that she has passed on. However, I had to move from Akwa Ibom to their place, that's Delta State, the next morning. Went, saw the results and collected them all, sent them to a consultant in teaching hospital here in Akwa Ibom. And the man saw the whole thing. He said, well, that if you must be honest, that the hospital was wrong, that when blood is being transfused, that normally why she was not giving blood tablets or blood medication during the accident was that you can't be taking blood medication and be taking antibiotics so that the wound would heal fast. And that is why she had shortage of blood. Now, going to the hospital to give her blood, that the doctor ought not to give her the antibiotics at the spot. Remember, like the brother said, 3 pounds of blood were bought. And they just removed the blood and injected the antibiotics, like no time, like without waiting for at least a period of time. And this is someone that was able to eat on her own, like she was very sound. You know, if she was not sound, she would not be able to do video call now to. But the whole thing for me is this. I think the consultant who wrote the drugs did everything he did because of pride. As head, the assistant who was there with him told him, this is what ought to be done. This is not very correct. Perhaps the reason he cancelled the first thing he wrote. Remember when he wrote like the what we have here? He wrote the drugs that is to be injected on her, and they had a little argument. And the man said, no, because we did this, this is not supposed to follow. He cancelled it, and
At
At
the
the point,
end,
according to what he said, now you sabi pass me. I've been on this work for how many years now? So no be you go tell me what to do. He wrote it back again. If you happen to see where the prescription was given, you will see about 3 places that he wrote and cancel to say that he was uncertain in the things he did. And the part that annoyed me more is that when the injection was given and the brother rushed to, the negligence they gave is what annoys me more. Because I believe that if at all they had listened without pride, maybe they would have given something to diffuse the whole thing. And moreover, the part that they are saying that she had an injury on her hands, that what was rubbed on her hand could lead to everything. Now, the test on its own, if you happen to see the test results, when you are taken to the hospital, even for a major thing like transfusing blood, there's always a medication to dilute everything that was on you. And she went there. She was on the hospital on Wednesday, that's 15th of February, after the Valentine. And that 15 afternoon and night, everything concerning cleaning a system for me ought to have been done, because this happened around 2 p.m. on Thursday. So that's just the brief summary I can give on the incident.
okay, but you know,
Wow.
he reminded me something. You know, why they were a kind of prescribing the drug, and it's still, you still see it on that folder. These 3 major drugs that was given to her once was prescribed by that consultant, and both the consultant and the female doctor had a kind of their doctor conversation on that particular drug. They had to cancel it. They canceled the drug. At a point, I don't know how they concluded again to bring the drug back. To bring the drug back. So when you look at the folder, everything is there. The first place they prescribe it, and they know that the drug will not be okay. They canceled it. And they had to bring it back the second time again. Okay, the doctor is saying that the reason why he wrote the drug is that because of my sister's hand. I want to tell you something. My sister that has fracture in her hand, doctor, this is one area they need to work on themselves. Now that she's treating the hand locally, the bone setters are handling the hand. They are not okay with it. That it should have been an orthopedic case. Now what the consultant said, that after the blood transfusion, that is going to move on from that place to Newi, where they have a general teaching hospital Newi, so that we can see an orthopedic that will look after the hand. Now, my sister has started moving the hand. She has started using the hand this way. And the man said that he suspects that there could be strepsis on the hand. And that is why he wrote the antibiotic.
Now, that is a genuine concern. I also, to be honest, I worry about traditional bone setters. I worry because sometimes they complicate matters medically. But let us hear from everyone. Let us hear from the hospital. Let the hospital come and tell us out, because sepsis, if she had sepsis, the funny thing about sepsis can be okay now and be gone in 2 hours. That's how crazy sepsis.
Freeze, on that part, she had the accident on the 6th of December.
Last year.
No, yeah. On the 26th of February, on the 26th of January, I was with her. Now, all what was done traditionally was backed up in the English way. No, she had to take medication also. When this accident happened, she was first rushed to the hospital. So the hospital gave her prescription on the drug she's to take. What the bone doctors did was just to ensure that that bone is straight. They didn't give her medication, a local medication at all. They didn't give her local. If I sent her pictures to you, I mean, even when I was there when I do go with her when they are stretching the bones. No local medication was on her apart from using things like kind of rope to ensure that the hands it's being well strengthened. So on that very part, at least I can bear witness to that. In fact, it is on that ground because she was taking a lot of antibiotics that are blood. For me, for what I know, you know, antibiotics has a way of drying someone. She was a little chubby kind of, and you know, when someone is like that, you presume the person is very healthy because of the body status.
Nina is saying something. If it was sepsis, she for don't buy since. I think I agree with that. I'm not a doctor and I'm not claiming to be a doctor, but I'm also suspecting drug interaction. She could have reacted to a drug. Oh, may her soul rest in peace. She was so beautiful. May her soul rest in peace. This is really sad. And you guys were supposed to get married in April, this Easter.
I had preparation. So the agreement was okay. Let her hand be a little better, so that at least she can dance. You know, the normal. So we had arrangement has been done, like almost completed. I had paid part of the bills I needed to, like the hall that we had to use, and like I've gone far on that part. I was just waiting.
Have you booked the hall? Yes. Already? What date did you book the hall for?
We were looking. We didn't put a particular hall. I think I paid about 100,000 naira, and just told him that it would be within that month. Because of our hand, I was not.
The month of April.
Yes.
Wow. So which is literally next month.
Beautiful.
Wow, what a painful story. What a painful story. Okay, my dear brothers. I'm so sorry for what you've been through. My condolence. This is the worst thing a young man who's about to get married can hear. This is a life-shattering incident. I'm so sorry, and to her brother, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about this. This is really, really bad, and I wish to hear from the hospital, here, General Hospital, Onitsha, Anambra State. Dear General Hospital, Onitsha, Anambra State, what exactly is going on? What exactly is going on? Jimmy does not need to have lost his wife to be in such circumstances. The other young man does not need to lose his sister who grew up with him and lived in his house under such circumstances. These people are going through a lot. It would do us and the general public a huge favor if you can attend to this issue and attend to it immediately. What happened? We need to know. And they deserve justice. They deserve justice. Okay? They deserve justice. It is unfair. It is unfair that this man will lose his wife to be literally a month before his wedding. It's unfair. It's unfair. Take heart, brothers. Let us hear from them. Let's give them some time. Let's hear from them. You and I will be in touch on WhatsApp. let me know if there's any development.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
I will be sending you. I'll be sending you the if you want to reach to the commissioner, I have his number. The doctor, I have her number.
No, they should us. They should be the ones to reach out.
All right.
I'm not going to reach out. They should, because what's the Commissioner of Health doing? This is happening in your state, sir. Please, I would be honored if you address this particular issue. What is going on?
The hospital, apart from my sister being, the issue we had now, the hospital, I mean the general hospital, or the hospital that had to do with, what is it called? Government is messed up. The only hospitals that are working in Anambra, if I may say, is missionary hospitals. Hospitals that are being handled by churches like Catholic and Anglican. Any other hospital from government, as far as even the what is it called, the teaching hospital Newi, is messed up. I'm telling you the gospel truth. It's messed up. It's messed up because what just happened, they have their way of making things go in their own favor because they believe they know the language to use. But what I saw and what gave me, that very moment, the doctor, if she had known that the injection had been given to my sister, she wouldn't have made that statement she made to me by saying I should call immediately that they should not give my sister that injection. Because it was even that statement that gave me the knowledge of what actually happened to myself. Because I was like, when I returned back, I asked my sister that was with her, I said, what actually happened? He said my sister was eating because she asked me to buy watermelon, and some of the bedmates, other ones sitting in that house, said they will eat. And that's okay. If I buy watermelon of 3,000, will it be enough for everybody? They say it will be enough. They were cracking joke with my sister. She was sitting there eating by herself, only for me to come back. And the nurse, and another thing again is that the nurse giving somebody injection through vein is not something you push once, because it's not something you push once. If she has taken it, gently, she will notice that the drug would react on her.
A part of her own. I don't know. Like, this is someone that was talking to, like, as 12, 17, I think they call this thing on WhatsApp, it was a video call on WhatsApp. And she was very sound. I mean, very sound. My major problem in all this excuse, because I was there when it was Eva was talking to the commissioner, and the commissioner said that he has called them and they are giving different stories. So I know to her that when they contact you, definitely they must have cooked a story to make it blend. Because if they were giving the commissioner different stories, it means they were not very certain of what they were doing. Me, I what the person that prescribed the drugs did. Because if someone is telling you, I've been with this person since last night, this is what I think is best, you wrote and cancelled. It shows uncertainty. It shows you are not very sure of what you're doing. Had I not spoke to her to see her health condition, maybe I would have felt she was still very sick. But this is someone, like we spoke on the Valentine's Day, like I received one of the best gifts from a girl I loved, and I reciprocated the same. Then the next day was this is someone that, like, she was very okay. When the weakness came out, it was what we are saying did not take up to 2 hours. I called the brother to go back home and take her to the hospital. And at the hospital day, she collected the phone and said, "Yeah, see, I've been giving blood, I've been this." Like, we were just joking over it. We spoke for about an hour. If she was not sound, we wouldn't have spoken that long. While waiting for the hospital, I want us to know that it's very possible that a lot of stories will be cooked.
expect that. You should expect that. The only thing, one thing is this. I want Nigerians to know. Let us not be carried away. It doesn't matter the hospital you've taken your loved one to or you yourself. Just be conscious of whatsoever thing that doctors and nurses are giving to you. This is one advice I'm giving to people. Because what happened to me and my family has shown, because if I had known, I wouldn't, because the drug they wrote, they didn't even have it in their own hospital. Their pharmacy doesn't have it. I have to go outside to get the drug. So what they're after is what will come to them, the money. Because that very day, Daddy Free, did you know one thing? Somebody was telling me that it is God that give and God that take. I told the person that I should take that in away. The reason why is that when we get to their emergency, I met a man with his mother. You know, the woman was crying and said, Mama, what is the problem? He said they refused to attend to them because they were having old naira, old currency, 1,000. And the hospital said that.
Okay, bro. Those are issues that you have everywhere in Nigeria. Right now, that old currency issue is a general Nigerian issue. The guy who washes my car came to me crying that he doesn't have money, he has not eaten the whole day. I said, but I paid you salary. He said there's nowhere to withdraw it from. And he cannot go and buy 200 naira amala and use POS. Do you know I searched the whole house before I could find 500 naira to give him? I had to search everywhere, check it before I could find. When I saw the 500 naira, it was like I discovered gold. So that is a problem in Nigeria. And I believe after this election, that problem is peculiar to this election period. I believe that problem will be resolved. I'm really sorry. I give my condolence. But let us talk tomorrow on WhatsApp. Send me a chat. Let me know what the story is. I'm going to put this on Facebook and YouTube. And hopefully the Anambra state government would take a look at this, because it doesn't make them look good right now. And I believe that every government at least wants to show the citizenry that they're performing. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let this video circulate. Let us hear from them, and let us be able to be better informed. Yes, they might want to come up with all sorts of stories to protect themselves, but once again, that's Nigeria. Nobody's going to bail on their own people. They rather throw you under the bus than throw their own people under the bus. These are some of the things we need to change in Nigeria. Changing Nigeria does not come from our leaders. It comes from us. And as long as we continue being the way we can only hope to have better leaders. It will just be hope. Our reality is that we ourselves have issues. My dear brother Jimmy, may the soul of your wife to be rest in perfect peace, in the peace of the Lord. And my dear brother, may your sister have eternal rest. Beyond that, I can't say more for now. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
And
thank you for your time.
Later.
Thank you for your time. And Nigerians, thank you for your time as well. God bless you all too. I appreciate it.